There's been one thing that's secretly been something I've wanted Xbox to show or develop for some time now, and that's a game engine that can set the standard to what video games should aspire to be. Now, I know most of you know the Unreal Engine, which has been probably the most popular game development engine in the industry. It's the engine that made Gears of War, and it's behind so many other great games that people have enjoyed. I've personally used Unreal Engine and made a couple of cool things that I thought were pretty cool. But in reality, the engine is so well optimized that it helps developers make games that much easier. Knowing all of this really had me think about an engine that Xbox Studios could get behind, an engine that could be used by multiple first-party developers, something that's on the cutting edge of gaming, which will further state the importance of gaming to Microsoft and Xbox. Well, after secretly wanting all of that, it would seem that Xbox is doing exactly that with the Slipspace Engine. And in a recent article where they interviewed Bonnie Ross, who has intimate knowledge of the Slipspace Engine, Ross talks about how the Slipspace Engine is the most cutting-edge AAA game engine on the planet. So let's dive into this and see what exactly is being worked on by 343 Industries and Xbox. But before we do that, if you like the video, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so to get a little bit of history out of the way, let's talk about E3 2018, where Halo Infinite was finally announced. Of course, everyone went crazy because when most people think of Xbox, they think of Halo. And while the showing was great, it still had an old school feel to it, but it was littered with little hints of environments and graphics, and that's what this article talks about when it mentions E3 2018. Here's what it says. Announced at E3 2018 alongside Halo Infinite, Slipspace was built to give more creative freedom to the game's development team and open new possibilities within the game itself, according to 343 head Bonnie Ross. Now, this is the type of confidence in tech I want to see when we're talking about the biggest franchise in the Xbox library. We've heard rumors of 343 having a little bit of trouble developing Halo 5 with the engine that they made it on. They felt a little limited in their capabilities, which if you're any kind of developer could be detrimental to your work. And that's exactly the focus that Bonnie Ross and her team at 343 had in mind. Ross says this. So it really was taking the time off, and as we announced the Slipspace engine last year, it is all to make sure we're building the platform for the future of Halo. According to Ross, the 343 development team had been promised more time to focus on Halo's game engine in order to make it easier for creatives to work in. Now, I'm going to be very transparent for a second here. One of the hardest pieces of work I had to do was for a client that had all of their work on dated software. The project wasn't that hard in principle, but the execution was extremely difficult because the software was holding all the developers back. And because of this, we weren't able to release the product in the state we wanted. That's what this feels like to me. This feels like 343 understood that there was a problem with the engine they were working on, and they were kept from actually executing their true vision for the current Halo, but also the future Halo games that are sure to follow. And that's why this engine thing really excites me, because instead of being stuck with old software, Halo will finally be able to shine for what it always was, a standard-setting game that every developer would try to replicate. But most of all, it helps the developers at 343 to make the game they truly want, and Ross says as much here. The Halo engine is very technical, engineering-focused engine. It's super hard for creatives to work in, Ross said. It's super hard for a lot of creatives to work in at one time. We did a ton of work on Halo 4 on the engine to get it to look, I think it looked amazing for being on the last generation on the last year of the platform. We promised the team we would do work on the tools and pipeline for Halo 5, so it wasn't such a challenging environment to develop on, Ross said. You know, best laid plans, we didn't do that. And the team, rightfully so, basically called us on it. Like I said earlier, Halo 4 and 5 were made on dated software that a lot of creatives found hard to create on. And when the developers came together with the heads of 343, they probably made a very strong case that the next Halo should be treated better with better technology. Ross says as much when she said the team rightfully called them out. That to me shows that the people working on this game have a true passion for how the game comes out. But it also shows that Microsoft is more than happy to provide the funds to create an engine. Because this isn't a small task to throw around. Creating an entire game engine is one of the most demanding things you can do in gaming. It requires thousands upon thousands of man hours to create something like that. It's why 343 is at over 500 to 600 employees. And it's why Guerrilla Games at Sony is so large, because they created the Decima engine, which made amazing looking games like Death Stranding and of course Horizon Zero Dawn, one of the best looking games we've seen in a very long time. It's such a well-oiled engine that they've even able to give it to other developers to use. It's an in-house game engine that Sony values a lot. And I think that's why Xbox is creating their own. They see the benefit of having a cutting-edge game engine that can rival anything that's out today. It will bring the first-party developers within Xbox closer in case one of them want to use the game engine. It will also expand relationships outside of Xbox with third-party developers that might want to use the engine on their games. Something like this has endless value to a company like Microsoft. But most of all, it has great value to us as gamers because we're able to experience even better quality games because of the investment from Xbox to do this. And as Sony fans, we're able to get awesome looking games like Horizon Zero Dawn. At the end of the day, it's all about our experiences and the developer's experience making the game. And if both of them are happy, you end up with awesome games that people love to play, and awesome games that developers love to make. It's a win-win for everyone involved. So I hope that Xbox continues to make this game engine a cutting-edge marvel, because I can't wait to see what they can make with Halo, and maybe, just maybe, see other games this engine can make. But I think that's a little ways out before we see that. But enough about what I think, tell me what you think about this. Are you excited about the Slipspace engine? Do you think Halo Infinite will finally be given the tech it needs? Do you think 343 should have done this long ago? What other game engines do you guys love around the industry? What's the best game development engine in the industry? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. And also follow me on Mixer. I recently started streaming on Mixer because I find the community much more engaging and fun. So if you want to hang out and chat with me, I'm very active with my chat and always playing games. The link will be in the description. I hope to see you guys there. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.